Hello to you. Britain, France and Germany are to hold an emergency call tomorrow on the dire humanitarian situation in Gaza. As President Macron says France will recognise a Palestinian state at the UN General Assembly in September. It comes as the US and Israel withdraw from ceasefire talks in Qatar over claims Hamas has shown a lack of desire to reach a deal. That means the suffering will continue in Gaza, with latest figures from the United Nations Relief and Works Agency suggesting 1 in 5 children is malnourished in Gaza City, with the situation getting worse every day. Israel says accusations it's starving the people of Gaza are a lie. It is a source of huge frustration for journalists and news organisations around the world that they're prevented by Israel from reporting on the ground in Gaza. The fog of war, in the absence of independent scrutiny, allows claim and counterclaim over what the truth is. We do have trusted freelancers working in the territory, but today the BBC has joined other news organisations warning that they're increasingly unable to feed themselves and their families. Amir Nada has our top story tonight, which contains distressing images from the very beginning.
Even a father's tenderness cannot ease Rahaf's hunger or treat her illness.
Here, she was 1.5 to 2 years old when she was still able to stand and walk.
Rahaf has a developmental condition affecting her eyes, but her health has deteriorated by the disappearance of fresh food, fruit, bread.
She weighed about 15 kilograms when the war started, but only 6.5 a week ago.
Shelves empty at home and at the hospital too.
I took her to the hospital. They've been looking for an infusion, but there's nothing. They can't find the veins either.
At Nasser Hospital in southern Gaza, some children have illnesses. Some used to be healthy, but all of them are suffering from hunger. The World Health Organization says it's counted over 20 children under 5 years old who've died from malnutrition in Gaza this year. Scenes like this are becoming disturbingly familiar, but each day the soup is thinner and the faces more desperate.
My whole body is shivering from the lack of food, and I'm breastfeeding too. How can I get them food? My kids keep crying around me. I don't sleep at night because they keep crying. I make them drink salt water to get to sleep. How can I provide for them? Until when will this suffering continue? Oh, people of the world, feed us, feed our children and look to us with a merciful eye.
Now the grip of hunger is reaching into each home, every tent. The poor, the middle class and the once wealthy. Today, 4 of the world's biggest media outlets, including the BBC, said they're desperately concerned for their journalists in Gaza, who are increasingly unable to feed themselves and their families.
We see large numbers of people dying now every single day, and in instances where it's not just starvation as a complicating factor to some other kind of injury, but it is outright starvation. I think if we continue to see the trends that we're seeing, I believe there will be a famine declaration in parts of Gaza, if not all of it.
Israeli officials at the Gaza border today maintained they facilitate the delivery of aid.
The responsibility of moving the aid inside Gaza, it's up on the humanitarian organization, and we help them as much as possible in order to do their job.
But those organizations say that even when they get Israeli permission to pick it up, their convoys often get shot at by the military. Amidst the blame game of responsibility, a system of restrictions and violent aid distributions is being overseen by Israel in Gaza, causing mass hunger and scenes of deadly starvation. Amir Nada, BBC News, Jerusalem.